Hey, what's up you guys, my name is Ricky, aka Rogad of WUGIN, and in this video right here I'm going to be talking about, the implementation of damage meters and healing meters and everything, and why they're good and why they're bad, and all that good stuff. Let's get to it, shall we? So I was browsing the subreddit for WildStar the other day, and I noticed a post that said, will recount be added to WildStar, because he felt that it might not be a good idea. Now what he said was, basically, he's tried I think he mentioned Rift, where he had just reached the level cap, right? And he had queued up for a 5-man dungeon to gear up for raids, as we all do. And he had gotten kicked for not having high enough DPS, I think it was. It might have been healing, but I think it was DPS. Where he was basically complaining about that in the post, where he thought that, implementations of recount will be a bad idea, because more than anything, it would just cause people like him to be kicked out of groups. And is that a good idea? That's a good question, right? Because you don't want that to happen to you. You really don't, and I completely understand why he's frustrated and everything. But there were a lot of good comments, replies, and most of them were against his idea of recount being a bad idea. Now, I am as well, and I did make a post on there. I'll just read it out loud for you. So he generally asked us if we were worried about, the whole kicking thing happening. And basically what I said was this, right? I have the other screen here, so I'll just read out loud from that. What I said was, I'm not worried at all. I'd even encourage Carbine to create a DPS meter if it wasn't already planned. Sure, you get what you refer to as asses because of it, but you'll also meet them without it. If you're not being an ass for one reason, you're being it for another. I don't usually kick people if they're freshly dinged, however I do look at their gear. Say I join a casual 5-man dungeon group, I won't kick people for being freshly dinged, as that content is made for them. It does bother me, however, when freshly dinged players complain about being kicked from a raid group for which they're not geared. People like me like to compete over DPS, and quite honestly, I would love to know how well I'm doing, as well as how well others are doing, sorry. People should be capable of pushing out a certain amount of DPS depending on their class, gear, and spec. What this will improve is the ability to know whether people are slacking or know their class at all. Yes, some people will get kicked based on something unfair, but if there would be no DPS meter, people would simply assume upon wipes that it was the fault of everyone else. If you use the meter correctly, this will let you prove that you're correct, or let someone else prove that you're incorrect. And basically, yeah, that's it. That's my opinion, because ultimately, I feel like, sure, some people use recount for the wrong reasons, right? They use it to just determine, well, does everybody else suck? I'll just take off these glasses because I can see the monitor in my glasses, and that's kind of looks stupid. If you use it correctly, like I'm trying to do, the only thing it'll do is, first of all, show me how well I'm doing, which I appreciate, because I want to know if I'm actually doing good or if I'm doing bad. Because if I'm doing bad at a class, I need to read up on stuff, right? I need to learn what I'm doing wrong. And if I am doing well, then good. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing, and eventually I'll get better, and it'll go even better. But it'll also help me notice because I'm used to being a raid leader, right? That's important. It'll let me see if people suck, right? And that's important to me as a raid leader or a group leader or whatever, to know if the people that I'm playing with are actually good at all, right? Because what you want to do in a raid is create a team of people who are all around the same level. You don't want anyone pulling anyone down, right? And that's what will happen if you don't know what the fuck other people are doing. If you don't know if people are doing well or bad, other than, well, at least they're not dying because they're actually moving out of crap, right? But with the DPS meter, you'll notice if they're actually slacking, if all they're doing, like, an example is World of Warcraft, right? I noticed, like, one of my friends played a rogue at one point. I did LFR with him, and I couldn't see. I thought he was doing really well because he was just attacking a whole lot, right? But then I opened the DPS meter and I saw that he was probably like more or less only using basic attacks or auto attacks with his poison on, right? And to me, it actually looked looking at his character, it looked like he was doing really well because he was just attacking like fucking crazy. But rogues just attack really fast, and their attack animations are often the same with abilities, as combat at least, where you just stand in front of the target. So, Recount kind of told me they was slacking, and I told him, dude, wake the fuck up and do your shit. I'm not here to carry you, right? That's what I told him. And he did that. right? So that's a good thing. That helped me at that point, right? Sure, like I said, some people get kicked for having low DPS. You know, even if it's 5-man dungeons and they actually do have enough DPS for that, but they're just doing much worse than everyone else because everyone else is good gear already. Sure, that will happen, but it's nothing different than if you don't have a DPS meter and you wipe. You know, you'll just look at gear and you'll assume, oh, this guy does not have full epic gear. He's fucking terrible. Even if it was the healer's fault, for instance, who is fully epic gear because he just didn't heal at all because he didn't give a shit, right? So that would happen anyway. You know, you cannot save people from being kicked for unfair things. It'll just happen. And what is unfair things? What are unfair things? I would call that scenario an unfair thing, but it happens. You can't stop it. Okay, it's just gonna be a part of the game. Some people are gonna be asses, and if none of those things happen, which is impossible, like one or the other will happen. But even if you're not being an ass by kicking people out of the group, even though they don't deserve a kick, you're gonna be an ass for some other reason. You know, you cannot go through your life without someone thinking you're an asshole. Okay, it's just not a possibility. And you know why? That's because you're not perfect, right? This is something I always think about. Is perfection is the thing we can't reach. Is the ideal ability that we want to reach is perfection, but we can't. Why is this? Because, you know, humans all have flaws. We all have flaws, and I'll talk about that in another video, by the way, but we all do. And so you're gonna be an asshole to someone. Even if you don't intend to be an asshole, someone's gonna think of you as being an asshole. For whatever. Maybe they don't think you're generally an asshole, but you're gonna do something that makes them think, my god, this person here is an asshole. Wow. Such asshole. You know? It's going to happen. If not in a game, then in real life. And there's a bigger chance it'll happen in game because people don't give a shit about each other in game unless, you know, you've been playing around for ages with each other, and you don't always, you know, you don't have that relationship with everyone that you play with, everyone that you meet, everyone who's also part of the game. It's just not how things work, right? So you're gonna have to consider that. It's just not that simple. It's just not that easy to get around. You know, I try to be a nice guy to more or less everyone that I meet, you know, both in game and out of game, but quite frankly, I am a douchebag to some people. I am, and I'm not sorry about it, because I can't just change my personality to try and please everyone, because if I change my personality, someone else is gonna hate on me, you know? There's always gonna be a hater, or there's always gonna be several haters, right? It's just gonna be part of who you are, is haters, you know? Along with the good times come bad times because of haters, right? They're gonna talk down to you. They're gonna bullshit you, but you're just gonna have to ignore it. And it's gonna happen whether or not you have a DPS meter and or a healing meter. It's just gonna be a part of the game, as it is a part of real life. Assholes are gonna be there, and someone's gonna consider you that asshole. It's just how it works. I'm sorry, but it is. So, am I worried about a healing DPS meter? No. Do I see why some people are? Yes. But do I think they should be? No. It's just not worth it to be concerned about it. I'm sorry. It's just really not worth it at all whatsoever. That has been this week's video of Server Down. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, please click the like button. Add it to your favorites. Share it with your friends. Subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff. Links are down below, and they're also in the outro, I believe most of them are. Yeah, this has been Ricky Rogath of WUGIN, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye! Hey guys, it's me again. Two things. First of all, I want to apologize for not uploading this sooner. I've had several issues with rendering and editing as well, and I've been missing a few files that have disappeared from my PC that I now have back. Also, why I'm in a different shirt is because several days have passed since then. But yeah, I want to hear you guys' opinion. How do you feel about add-ons overall, and more specifically, damage and healing meters in MMORPGs? You know, are they good or are they bad? What do you think? Also, I'll try my very best to get another video out by Wednesday, and if I don't, then just know that I am trying to get it out there. yeah, this will be a lot easier once our editor is capable of editing, so I don't have to do it myself. Anyway, guys, that's it. Goodbye.